I've been doing some work with an organisation around policies and procedures based on learning from wellbeing teams and with Andy Brogan. And typically organisations do this. They create a huge wad of policies and procedures as required by local authorities and CQC. And if you join an organisation at the end of the first week, you'll probably be asked to sign that you've read them. And of course, what that does is covers the back of the organisation if something happens that you do, because they can claim that you knew that you shouldn't have done that because it's in policy and procedures. And what I've also learned from my time in wellbeing teams is that many home care organisations buy a full set of policies and procedures from an organisation. So the organisation I'm working with has 229 pages of policies and procedures. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been working to do something a bit different. So the first thing is splitting policies and procedures out separately. So I took all the HR, health and safety and operational policies and was able to pull them into just 7 pages, mainly statements about what the organisation needs to do to be legally compliant. And then what I did is separated out another lot of information, which is the information that you need to know. So for example, in safeguarding, a safeguarding policy would talk about, for example, keeping people safe from harm. What you need to know is the 10 different kinds of abuse that can happen, and you need to know that well. But rather than having it as part of the policy and procedure, what I've done is separate it out. So we've got a list of detailed information of what people need to know when they come and work in an organisation. And then finally, the third section is how we work. So it's not just what you need to know, it's what you need to do or not do. And again, for this particular organisation, the policies are now 7 pages, the what you need to know is 45 pages, and the how we work is 22 pages. But then the big question is, how do we know that people are implementing and supported to implement policies and procedures in practice? So we've generated a set of what-if cards, and again, this is the process we've used in wellbeing teams, that can be used in one-to-ones, in team meetings, beginning in recruitment and induction, and used to check understanding at the end of training. So for every policy or procedure, we've generated a what-if scenario to make sure that people know what to do in a particular situation. I think the best way to know whether people have understood what they need to know at the end of induction is not signing that you've read policies and procedures, but is doing a multi-choice test at the end of induction, so we can be sure that people, for example, know what the 10 kinds of safeguarding and potential abuse are. And then with the handbook, this is an area that we can keep developing and learning. So it's where we can involve procedures based on learning and best practice, because of course the other huge challenge of putting policies and procedures together is that we never change our procedures, and that's where we should be doing continuous learning and improvement. So in this organisation, teams can decide if there's something they want to try and improve on, or test and develop, or try something new. They can design an experiment to learn that, do the learning, and then have a really robust process, for example, the governance meetings from Holacracy, to approve any changes that would then be made to a handbook, and the handbook could be updated. And not only would the handbook be updated, but you'd update the what-if cards too. And every instant accident or problem that happens in an organisation that requires an investigation can be a way to generate a new what-if card, or test out whether we have what-if cards that cover it. So by using this approach, by separating policies from procedures, from information that learning and development can focus on in induction, we make it more likely, I think, that policies and procedures can mean something to people, can be implemented, and that procedures can evolve and grow as we learn new things all the time.